this is going to be the opening to my Tabernacle video. It's so cool, so I cannot wait to jump in with you guys, but I first just kind of wanted to give a testimony about why I think it is so cool. So before I was saved, I was working as a healthcare assistant, and anybody that works as healthcare aide knows that you're not recreation. You don't go out on outings. Like, you go there in the morning and you get people up and you have tasks to do, and it's awesome. I love that job. It's so much fun, but you're not recreation. Recreation is a entire different program. Probably, I think recreation is a 2-year program. And my healthcare aide course, when I took it, was a 6-month program. Anyways, before I was saved, I was reading. I love to read. I was reading all different types of books. I was reading a book called How to Enter the Fifth Dimension and things like that. And I was definitely searching for spirituality, and I started to. This will be more of a testimony. I had a roommate who was Christian, and so I was searching that out too. And I decided that I'm going to read the Bible for myself to see what it says from beginning to end. And when you start in Genesis, it's pretty easy to understand. It's okay, it's a story, So I can read Genesis and Exodus, it's a story and it's going pretty good. And then in the middle of Exodus, it's God gives Moses some laws, which I'm okay, kind of boring to read, but I'm not saved yet, right? So I'm just reading. And anyways, I get to the Tabernacle and it's talking about how to build it and all these different things and the things that have to go in it, and I'm oh my gosh, this is I don't think I'm gonna make it through the Bible. This is so boring, is what I was thinking. And I remember praying to God, being God, I just really don't understand any of this. If you are real, if you are the God of the Bible, show me what this is. Make this more interesting for me. I don't understand it at all. So anyways, I am on my way to work, and at this time I was taking the bus to work, so I would read my Bible. I was just on the phone because I had an hour bus ride to my job that started at 7 a.m. But anyways, I was praying to God, and I was man, I don't get this, and I'm not going to make it through the Bible if I don't get this, because I don't want to just skip over things. I just won't read it. So God, please help me understand this and find it interesting, if you're real. I was praying to God that I didn't even really believe it at the time. And anyways, I get to work that day. Anybody that works in healthcare knows that you are always understaffed. You never have enough staff on. So what my the scheduler did is she actually put extra people on, thinking, oh, people are gonna definitely call in. It's Friday, people aren't gonna come into work today, so I'm just gonna put an extra on. And when I got there, this is a miracle all on its own. Actually, everybody showed up to work, so we had an extra person. But somebody from recreation called in sick and couldn't make it, and they had an outing. So instead of not being able to go out because they wouldn't be able to bring that many residents with not enough recreation staff, they asked me if I wanted to go on this trip out to Rostern in Saskatchewan, where this just so happened to have happened this way. This lady had spent 40 years of her life studying the Tabernacle, and they were taking the residents there on an outing, and I got to go and see all of it. And she explained it to me, and I got to see it with my own eyes. So, God literally answered my prayer that day. That day, there was enough staff. That day, I was working. That day, they asked me if I wanted to go on this outing to go see a tabernacle out in the middle of Saskatchewan.